So with someone like me, who I've kind of just been sitting here, I've been on Reddit. No, I've been on Reddit.
Yeah.
I was looking at Reddit. Reddit helps. I was just looking at the Ethereum subreddit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all of this, is it just more than just money that's being like what exactly is the big hype about these blockchains or like stuff like that? Like, I don't know how to put this, but
So like blockchain was like just technology that runs like the cryptocurrency. It's like the blockchain is more important than the currency, basically. Like the
It's like a trusting ledger. Basically, like when you swipe your credit card, you don't know like how your money. Do you know how your money gets taken from your account? You just swipe your credit card.
Yeah,
right?
it just automatically gets taken out.
So with cryptocurrency, you kind of just you say I pay this amount to this person. You tell, and then gets put on a ledger. It's like a piece of paper, right?
Yeah, I
That's
saw
it.
that part, and then I was watching the video.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what
and it's also like, so
everybody gets to see that you made this transaction with one person.
Yeah, and it's just peer to peer. So it's not like when I have my debit card, I swipe, you guys have to talk to my bank, hey, we just made a transaction, blah, blah, blah. Then they take it from your bank and put it in their account. So it's like there's three people involved. You have you, the other person that's receiving it, and the middleman.
The miner.
So, yeah. And so like, well, no, for your banking system, you have a third party person that's involved. And so like in Ethereum and Bitcoin and all that, it's like taking that third party person out of the equation, and it's just peer-to-peer information and transactions.
I mean, there is kind of stuff in the middle, but what's great about it is it's like decentralized. So like the ledger, the distributed ledger that he was talking about, it's like it's on all the miners' machines. So with proof of work, which is what Bitcoin and Ethereum are currently based on. Ethereum's going to move on from it, but most cryptocurrencies are based on proof of work, which is like this mining thing. So like say the blockchain, which is what it's based on, is on all of these people's servers that are hooked up to the network. And then when you say like, okay, I'm going to send him 1 Bitcoin, you broadcast that transaction. And then like some people, whoever picks or gets chosen, I don't know exactly how it works, to process that transaction. They process it and get the transaction fee, and then it gets verified on multiple servers on the network or multiple miners, So it's basically, and then they all kind of sync up the blockchain or the distributed ledger. So the benefit there, to answer your question, is that it's unforgeable. It's basically, it's hackable, I guess, but like unforgeable in the sense that like the ledger has to match up across all of those thousands of computers. And if it doesn't, it's going to be like, bah, 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 this is wrong, and it's not going to happen. Because if it doesn't match on, so like somebody would have to control 51% of the network to manipulate it, I think. And that's like statistically nearly impossible. So it's like...
So it's just like a safe way of...
Yeah, so it's like decentralized in the way that like... So China like bans cryptocurrency, right? And they like shut down all the miners. Like, actually no government could stop any of these blockchains, because as long as there's people in other countries mining, even if everyone mining Bitcoin in America got shut down by the government, Bitcoin would continue.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any hype. I would just say like it's a very good investment opportunity if you can sit down and study it and understand it.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, you guys are actually sitting here talking about it, and like I know about it. I know what it is. I have friends that are like mining Bitcoin. Like they showed me some of it, and like I was just looking at it. I'm just like, I have no clue what you're doing. But I feel like I should know what you're doing, because like this is something that I can see like.
Well, as far as mining, they don't get paid as much anymore for mining. I was looking into that.
No, unless you have a lot to invest, it's not really profitable to mine anymore.
Like if you have one computer, you're gonna like. I was looking it up, like a warehouse that has like thousands of machines. He was like, oh yeah, we get maybe like 3 Bitcoin in a day.
Yeah. Because, like, especially with Bitcoin, since it's been around for a while, there's Bitcoin mining farms, like especially in China, different places that are like giant warehouses just filled with They mine with graphics cards.
Yeah, you can either mine with your graphics card or your CPU, whichever one's better.
I don't recommend mining to people unless you like already got a shitload of money that you're gonna drop to invest. Like then maybe you could drop in, but even then I wouldn't recommend mining Bitcoin or anything. Like you would mine other cryptocurrencies.
So the way you would make money or the way to make profit is just like buying like these kind of like not really side cryptocurrencies. I don't know what to call these. Are these just like
Yeah,
These are like
different
the-
versions
like
of
newer projects.
So they call
smaller
them
cryptocurrencies.
altcoins. Anything after Bitcoin,
Yeah.
like the name for them is called altcoins because they're all after.
Yeah, I don't like that term because it makes it seem like you
Yeah.
know an inferior type of project, but that's what they call them. Yeah, altcoins. I know that I'm doing a really poor job of describing the benefits of the blockchain, but there's a lot more to it, so you should research as well as I
yeah,
will.
for sure.
Banking on Bitcoin is a Netflix series you could watch to get like a better overall view of what's going on.
Oh, another huge benefit that just came to mind is that it is almost the first time in the history of civilization, maybe, that might be a little overstepping, but it's like this currency is not controlled by the government. We're used to fiat currency, like our
Yeah.
US dollars are made by our government. Therefore, they can manipulate the value of it, like it's inflationary because they're printing more of it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas once Ethereum moves to proof of stake, which is Ethereum is going to become unmineable. Think about how that's going to increase the value. There's going to be no more Ethereum created at a certain point. So it's reverse inflationary because Ethereum actually gets burned or it gets locked up in certain wallets. Like I have a wallet on here that I actually can't pull this $50 of Ethereum off of it because you need a certain amount of Ethereum to do the transaction. And so when I have this 0.1 Ethereum on here, I can't take it off, which is bullshit, by the way. But yeah, so it's reverse inflationary because instead of printing more of it,
Yeah.
there's actually becoming a little bit less and less and less of it. So the value of it is reverse inflationary and the value actually goes up.
So is that why like Bitcoin right now is just taking off like out of nowhere?
Well,
or
because
just,
there's
like-
still like I was reading where it said that like Bitcoin's not going to be done mining until like 2130. Like there's hundreds of years until Bitcoin's going to be done mining, unless like the production like jumps up tremendously and you got like countries having computer farms that just farm it. So it all depends on how fast you farm it, and it's all up to the people who are farming it.
You can't transfer this to your drive, sir. You can't transfer this to your drive.
Maybe if I like add more or something.
So you're saying that Bitcoin, because you said like Bitcoin's like old news, like compared to like all this relatively new stuff, like
Think the internet. When it first came out, what was dropping? You know what I'm saying? And what's old news now?
Like
You know what I'm saying?
websites
AOL,
were like
MySpace.
All that stuff. MySpace.
Yeah.
Big.
MySpace, yeah.
Old news.
old news now. So that's like basically.
It's just like MySpace, the stocks went up. Bitcoin, I don't know how
That's a
that's gonna work as far as like the
software
stocks
wallet.
going down and stuff, but I know the hype's revolved around Bitcoin. That's why it's high.
That's cool. You just scan your QR code whenever you want to send money.
Yeah.
But they're implementing that. I think you said McDonald's in Thailand, man. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just on Reddit and there's a whole bunch of stores like supposedly like McLaren stores are taking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like,
So like I'm saying that Bitcoin is like the MySpace of cryptocurrency because there's all these projects that I think are
Growing.
better, like
Yeah.
Ethereum, but like the public is so slow to like learn about this
That's what
that
I'm
it's
saying,
like the first thing they hear about is Bitcoin, right?
like that's all I've heard about
And, like,
until you start talking about
yeah.
like Ethereum. I didn't know there was more than
That's
one
the thing,
cryptocurrency.
and like as you guys know, like the average person is kind of like a dum-dum. So like, I mean, it's even overwhelming for smart people.
Yeah, it's hard to understand. So it's like,
we're so smart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when you first get into it, it's overwhelming because there's just like hundreds, probably over 1,000
Dude.
different types of cryptocurrencies.
I tried to get a guy the other day to start researching it to invest in, and he was like, "Oh, I can't understand
So,
this." I'm like, "Are you freaking serious?" Dude has a lot of money too, and I'm telling him.
It's gonna be his loss.
I'm like, it's gonna be your loss, bro. That's it. I'm just telling you right now, so I don't get too deep in it. That's all I'm saying.
So investing it right now, like what are you putting your own cash into buying these
Yeah.
like So you're actually like taking money from your bank account,
Yeah.
doing transactions, and it gives you like these like digital currencies,
Yeah.
No,
So
I'll-
you buy the digital currency.
I'll show you what I showed.
Just
them.
like stocks.
and then it keeps it on a wallet.
This is an app that's a cryptocurrency wallet. So I got 0.15 ether in here.
But that's not
which
as
is worth
secure.
$47. This is this
Yeah.
is not as secure. This is
Okay.
highly way more hackable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got 0.15
That's crazy,
ether on here. I got
That's
another one called
crazy.
Gollum. You can have a
Yellow
bunch
case.
of cryptos on here, which is worth $2.90. So it gives you the US
Gotta order
value
mine
currently.
tomorrow.
What's that other one that you have there? The third one.
GNT.
That's Bitcoin.
So I got Bitcoin and Ethereum. I got no Bitcoin on here.
So what do you like? What do you usually like? What's your investing like? What do you invest in? Like, is there specific?
Ethereum is the number one thing. Plus, in order to get all these smaller ones, you have to buy either Bitcoin or Ethereum primarily, and then buy
Buy
these
with that.
Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Okay.
But Ethereum is the safest one. Like,
It is.
if you, this is not investment advice.
Yeah.
I have to say as the disclaimer, but like, I'm telling you about what I do. Ethereum's like the safest thing. So you want to have the majority, in my opinion, of your holdings in Ether. So I would get as much as possible of ETH. And then, but, I mean, I think the profit potential with Ether is huge, because like I said, I think it's super undervalued. Like, it's only $300. Like, Ether should be worth $6,000, not Bitcoin.
You said $2,000's a good startup?
Yeah, I mean, whatever's clever, you know?
What's it called?
Whatever you got.